You've heard the accusations. You've seen the family turn against her. You've felt the silence tearing this marriage apart. But tonight, the real truth finally comes out. A secret from 2015. A vow that went wrong. And a name that changes everything Lara thought she knew. This is the conclusion you were not prepared for. But, before we proceed, kindly hit on the subscribe button so you don't miss out on more interesting stories that are coming up shortly on this channel. Lara's ears rang as the words hung in the air. I gave it to your father. For a moment nobody spoke. It felt as if the room itself had stopped breathing. The tall man with the scar staggered back, knocking into the wall. His tough face cracked, confusion and anger mixing together. Dayo's mouth hung open. Tun's cousins stared as if they had just heard madness. Lara felt like her heart had been pulled out of her chest. My father, she whispered. Tun could not look at her. His head dropped low, shame bending his shoulders. Say it again, the tall man said slowly, his voice shaking. Say that rubbish again. Tun swallowed hard. I gave the Ori to her father. Baba Akin. The tall man let out a broken laugh. Her father died almost 10 years ago. I know, Tund whispered. Silence crashed back into the room, heavier than before. Lara shook her head weakly. This is not funny. Please. Somebody explain this thing to me. Tund finally looked up at her. His eyes were red, empty, tired. The eyes of a man who had been running for too long. I never lost the Ori, he said softly. I panicked. I was afraid. I lied. Dayo dropped onto a chair. Tund, what did you do? Tund took a deep breath, as if gathering strength to pull a thorn out of his chest. The day I took the Ori, he began, the herbalist warned me. He said if I ever felt I could not carry the vow anymore, I must return it to the shrine myself. No third party. No transfer. Lara listened numb. But things got worse, he continued. My job failed. Debts piled up. My family kept pressing me. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was going mad. The tall man clenched his fists. Get to the point. One night, Tun said, I visited Baba Akin. Her father. Lara's breath caught at the sound of her father's name. He was a respected man, Tund continued. He was someone that everyone trusted. People listened to him. He was known for settling all kinds of matters, even spiritual ones. Lara's knees weakened. She remembered her father. Calm, wise, always helping people. He saw that something was wrong with me, Tun said. He asked questions. I didn't plan to tell him anything, but the words just poured out. Dayo leaned forward slowly. You told him about the vow? Tun nodded. Everything. The shrine. The Ori. The promise. The fear. The tall man's voice was hoarse. And he collected it? Tun shook his head quickly. No. Not at first. He warned me. He told me to return it properly. But I was afraid. I said I was scared they would harm me if I went back. Lara hugged herself tightly, her chest aching. Tund, she whispered, why didn't you tell me this before? Because, he said quietly, I was too ashamed. And because I was afraid of what it meant. He turned back to the men. That night, he continued, Baba Akin said something. He said, if you truly regret what you did, then you must be ready to lose something you value. The tall man swallowed hard. He said the Ori could not be destroyed, Tund went on. But it could be held, temporarily, by someone strong enough to carry its weight. Someone whose life was already complete. Lara gasped softly. My father. Tund nodded slowly. Your father agreed to help me. He said he would keep it safe and find a way to return it properly later. Dayo stood up suddenly. Then why didn't you go back for it? Tun's face crumpled. Because 2 weeks later, he whispered, he died suddenly. Lara covered her mouth as a sob escaped her. He died in his sleep, Tund continued. When I heard, I panicked again. I was afraid. I thought the Ori killed him. I thought that if anyone knew I gave him the Ori, they would accuse me of killing him. I buried the truth. I told myself the problem would end. Lara's eyes glistened. My father never told anyone. He didn't want to, Tun said. He said some burdens are not meant to be shared. The room was quiet, filled only with Lara's broken breathing. So, she whispered, all these years, My father was involved in this. Tund nodded. Yes. Deo rubbed his face. Then where is it now? The tall man looking at Lara asked sharply, where did your father keep it? Tund looked at Lara, hesitation flooding his face. Lara, he said softly, your father hid it somewhere only you can access. Her head snapped up. Me. He said if anything happened to him, Tund continued, the Ori would only respond to his blood. His child. The tall man took a step back. Where? Lara's mind raced. Memories flooded in, her father's room, his books, his box. Her heart started pounding wildly. There is a wooden box, she whispered slowly. Under his old bed. He told me never to open it. Tund's eyes filled with tears. That's it. The tall man exhaled sharply. Then this ends tonight. They all moved quickly. The house that held Lara's childhood memories stood quietly under the night sky. Her hands shook as she unlocked her father's old room. The air smelled of dust and history. He pulled the box out. Inside was the carved Ori, wrapped carefully in white cloth. The moment the tall man saw it, his shoulders sagged in relief. That's it, he whispered. That's it. Tund fell to his knees, sobbing openly. I'm sorry, he cried. I'm sorry for everything. The tall man picked up the Ori gently. Looked at Tund and said, you are very lucky the Ori is safe. You don't want to imagine what would have happened to you tonight. He turned to Lara. Your father has saved more lives than you know. Tears streamed down Lara's face. Tears of grief, pride, and release. The Ori was returned to the shrine the next morning, properly, respectfully, with witnesses and prayers. The men left quietly. The curse lifted slowly, not like magic, not overnight, but like healing. Tund faced consequences. He apologized to Lara's family. He confessed to his own. He stopped hiding. Lara did not forgive him immediately. She took her time. But she finally understood something important. Some secrets don't destroy marriages because they are spiritual. They destroy marriages because they are buried. And for the first time in many years, her heart felt light again. But she wonders if their marriage will ever remain the same again. Only time will tell. Thank you for staying with Lara and Tund from the beginning. Through the silence, the pain, the secrets, and the truth that finally came to light. This story reminds us that some wounds don't come from hate, but from fear, silence, and choices made in desperation. If this story touched you, moved you, or made you think, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next powerful story coming your way. Another real, emotional, and relatable story coming up next.